Ladies and gentlemen, these last 2 weeks have been nothing short of historic. We have been waiting for this moment for so long, and being able just to witness it all in its full glory has been nothing short of incredible. It's been so special, and to see everyone's reactions online has been so much fun. It's been just like, you experience it once and you have your own emotions. You go to somebody else's stream, you experience it all over again, and it's just such a great time. And the most recent episode, 1072, it just continued on from that hype. And I couldn't talk about it alone. So without further ado, I'm going to introduce my guest here today, the returning guest, KEV D. And as I go and do that, I've completely stuffed up the screen. There we go. Love that. Yeah. See, you just voided in. You just like teleported in. You're like, yep, here we are. We're here. There you go. I wasn't ready for it. I wasn't ready, and then you just popped in. Yep, no problem. Awesome stuff. So how you doing? Mm-hmm. That's right. Absolutely. I'm super excited to go and chat about all that stuff. But firstly, what I'll say is Kev and I have not seen anything about the latest One Piece chapter, which is 1090. For some reason. Oh, wait a minute. I just had you on mute.
Okay. Well,
I love this.
Basically, anime is gas. Shocking. When you wouldn't believe it.
We'll dub that in post. We'll dub that in.
Yeah.
All right.
Wow.
Yeah, I got you all sorted. Ronnie's in here with the support. Thank you, Ronnie.
There we go.
Love that. Me and Kev have not seen the latest One Piece chapter 1090. I understand that that there's like early leaks, like early translations out, so we've avoided them. Until anything official comes out, we're going to react to it on our own channels. So just for now, any discussion with this is going to just be kind of breezed over, because we don't want to do any sort of, spoiler talks at all. Mm. So just bear that in mind.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I try to avoid it like the plague. So appreciate the. Yo, my guy Metro's in the chat. Shouts to Metro. Metro's actually relatively close to your homeland. So shouts to.
Oh yeah. Whereabouts? Whereabouts is he? Oh, in Perth. Oh, funny enough. Yeah. I when I had my engagement, I did it in Perth. Funny enough.
Hey,
so yeah, there you
go. Shouts to you, man.
Mm-mm. Yeah, very, very lovely place. The problem with that is I want to go back there because I had like the best food over there. It's so good, but it's honestly like it's from one end of Australia to the other, so it's like a 5-hour plane trip, and I'm like, there's no other real reason.
You could take that really. What's it? What's it? I just watched a video about it because I thought it was interesting. It's like the Lonely Highway. I don't know what it's called off the top of my head, but it's something like that. It's really interesting, and it's like all the way across.
Oh,
and it's like I think 13 hours.
Yeah,
it's
just
like that.
Yeah,
crazy.
It's like one road that goes all the way across. It's nuts.
Yeah,
it's like so just desolate. It's like super
just take
intense.
That. You'll be fine.
Oh, it'll be great. Yeah, I'll just take a one-way trip. It's fun.
That's a stream. That's a stream. I mean, if you really think about it. It's like there's this game that a lot of people like. It's called Desert Bus. You're literally playing Desert Bus. 13 hours across the desert.
Whoa. That's crazy. All right. Well, good to know I have some more stream ideas in the future. That's awesome. So everybody watching this in the chat, thanks for watching. And thanks for sticking with me despite through me being half asleep trying to set up a stream. That's awesome. I think maybe it's because all the hype of the last episode has kind of drained me. It's been so full on. It's been.
You're looking like like Luffy, you know, when he just got all the color like sucked out
Yeah.
of him. And, you know,
Yeah, that's right. Yeah,
that
absolutely.
was great. That was great in the anime.
Mm.
I was really worried a little bit for a little bit. I was like, this isn't looking that good. And then he started turning gray. I'm like, oh, this is perfect. This is
Yeah.
great.
Yeah. So if you haven't done so already, guys, please go and like the stream and go onto Kev's channel and follow and subscribe and like the stuff and all the things. Support. Because
Most
you know,
definitely.
in this amazing time, we all need some more people to reach out to experience all this hype. So it's really, really cool that we have people we can do that with. But with that being
We got a
said,
very, very,
yep.
very crazy month ahead of us. You know what I mean? We
Oh
got
yeah.
all this stuff about Gear 5. We got the live action. So many new people are getting into it from just stuff like this. Like,
Oh yeah.
I know people who have watched the episode who don't even know what Gear 5 Gear is. So
Yeah.
people are excited,
That's
to say
right.
the least.
I have a friend of mine who he's just been sending me nothing but Instagram reels of like Gear 5 related One Piece stuff. And he hasn't, and the thing is he just started reading One Piece after this.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, I'm gonna start reading it because he's like, I don't want to get spoiled for any of the like when the One Piece gets revealed or anything. I don't want to get spoiled for it. So he's just started reading it, which is really, really cool. So
And that's awesome to hear. He's getting into it before the mystery is gone. You know,
yeah.
and that's great to hear.
Yeah, because I mean, like Gear 5 was a reveal that just inevitably was gonna leak out. Like it just imagining something that huge not staying quiet, or to stay quiet, it was gonna be impossible pretty much. So and then look, One Piece Day they had it plastered everywhere, like Gear 5 Luffy, the big
The big
inflatable.
old, they had a big, inflatable. Yeah, I was gonna say float, but I don't
Yeah,
think that's the right word.
yeah, we don't have floats in Australia. We don't have float parades, so
Not
yeah.
really.
No, we don't. No, it's it honestly looks terrifying. I've seen the pictures and it looks horrific.
I mean, the ones that when they fall, they're horrific, you know. But usually they're nice. You know, you get it for Christmas and stuff like that. You know, it's cool enough.
How often are floats happening? Is it like a multiple year
Very
type of thing?
rarely, very
Rarely.
rare. It's like
Okay.
once a year type thing, twice a
Okay.
year. You know, it's nothing super crazy.
What's the craziest float you've ever seen?
Super Saiyan Blue Goku, that was pretty
Wait,
crazy to
what?
see that.
For real?
Yeah, it was in the Macy's Thanksgiving Day parade, I think. They had Super Saiyan Blue Goku.
Whoa, that's
That was
crazy.
crazy.
Whoa.
Yeah.
I've only seen like the massive like Garfields and stuff. That's pretty crazy. Like that really horror. That makes
Yeah.
you afraid.
Well, I
Not gonna
mean,
lie.
Garfield, you know, he's like let me not continue that sentence. I was gonna say something wild, like something like an icon of capitalism, but like I don't know if we can go that far right now. So
Is this Lucia's Admiral level 2.0? I'm gonna clip this, go on
no, it's
TikTok.
not.
It's gonna
No, it's not.
it's gonna go like viral. I can't believe that too. I can't believe
Yeah, that
that.
was crazy.
That was
That was crazy.
how has been the fall? How has the fallout been after that? Has there been any sort of residual kind of effects on your end from that clip?
I mean, I feel like I'm still Lucci's greatest warrior. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like I am. I've never seen anyone gas this man up the amount I have for not actually being a huge fan of him. It's just like I respect him.
Oh yeah.
I have. I will be honest here. I will be honest. I have seen a lot of people do the memes of Blood thinks he's on the team, Bro thinks he's on the team, you know, from the last chapter, you know?
Yeah.
And I'm going to be honest here. I'm going to be honest. If he's an ally, I'm not going to be shocked. Like, I'm really not going to be. Like, he could easily be like the crocodile equivalent, you know,
Okay.
where he was like the enemy who then joined at the final war. Like, he could easily be that, especially because, you know, the God Knights are seemingly replacing CP0 as being the most relevant of the defenders, Celestial Dragon characters. So hey, if Lucci joins the squad, whether it's an ally or there's a very unlikely chance he'll be a Straw Hat, which is like I don't know,
That's
0.0 something percent.
that would be the
Like,
most insane thing. Like,
I mean, hey, Robin became one, so
oh, pretty true.
anything really is possible. Yeah,
I don't know how
and
someone.
Jinbei did too.
Oh yeah, but I don't know how Lucci could coincide like work alongside someone like Robin after everything he's been saying. Like I don't know. Like it's pretty.
No, I definitely agree. It's just the fact that see with One Piece, you never know what to really expect, and that's what makes it so great. Do I think he's gonna be a Straw Hat? Like, no, like I really don't. But being an ally, I could absolutely see that. Like I'm more on that than ever. You know.
Yeah, for sure. But with that being said, though, I think we should start talking about the One Piece episodes because I need to talk to someone about it. I need to talk to someone about it. So I would like Ronnie has had enough. He's in the chat said, "Stop this chat, stop this. No Lucci for Straw Hat."
He's like, hey, it's a possibility. Let's be honest, it's a possibility. If people are gonna just randomly spit out Stussy or Bonnie, all I'm gonna say is we known Lucci way longer than Stussy, way longer. That's all I'm gonna say. I'm not gonna get on this right now. Yeah. This is not. But I'm just saying, it's a possibility.
We're just saying. We're just saying.
Yeah, exactly.
What were your thoughts on last week's episode 1071 with the actual reveal, and then we'll talk about the most recent episode as well.
Okay, so for that one, I was suited up. I was ready. I was ready.
I was too.
I was, I was in the zone, and I got very, very in the zone. Very in the zone. And all I'm gonna say is I had a blast. I had an absolute blast. A lot of the episode, to be fair, was Hiyori and Orochi. Cool. But you know why we're there. The real reason. We are here for one reason in specific. And I felt like a lot of that stuff was really cool,
Hello? Oh no. Oh no. I think.
All right, back immediately. I saw a little lag spike and I'm like, we're back.
I think he went to the zone.
No, I went to the zone. Yeah.
I think you just Whoa, that was crazy. Whoa.
Yeah, no, I instantly I saw a lag and I'm like, we're switching to another internet and we're back. And
wow.
Hopefully that wasn't long. I think it was
it was just long enough to be like, oh my god, wait, what's happening here? What are we gonna do? I think you've been taken out. And then you're like, and I'm back.
Yeah. Yeah.
Whoa.
But yeah, I didn't expect anything super crazy. I obviously thought it'd be great. It's Gear 5. They're gonna put a lot of budget into it. They're gonna put a lot of care into these episodes. And I thought it was really good overall. I mean, a lot of the people were complaining about some of the animations reused, some of the like Luffy bouncing on that one the scene of him bouncing on the ground that was used I think 3 times.
Yeah.
But I mean, it looked great, so I didn't really care.
Yep.
But no, I thought a lot of it was really cool. Like him lifting up the ground, that was amazing. The GEAR 5, that was so hype.
Yeah, that was just that was a nice touch. That was just them flexing on us. I was like, yeah, okay.
Yeah.
You know what we're here.
And we see all the, moments that led to this. It was really just awesome. And I think my favorite had to be the Sun God Nika and the whole screen goes black and white, the manga panel. That was great.
I love
that. That was great.
That was beautiful. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
But what about you? What was your your favorite moment?
Of
the episode, if you have one.
Well, I mean, the thing that I really like when I watch episodes and movies and everything, I love the moments and I love the way it makes you feel, these certain moments. And for me, it was the voice acting. The little the clip, I went on the on YouTube, right? You're flicking through, it's oh, here's Crunchyroll collection with a little clip of Gear 5. Oh, let me watch that real quick. Why not? If I'm at work or just chilling out. And then it's it's the scene of Luffy saying this is it, this is my peak, Gear 5. And it's just the voice performance, just the I don't know, it's just something else. It really made me feel really just hyped up, and it was
he was so elated.
Yeah.
He was so ready.
Yeah, it was so good. But the music was incredible. The music is something else. That Overtaken remix.
Oh my god. The music in this and the last episode and this episode. I was chills. Genuine chills some of the times. It really helped make it feel so Like I hate using this word like epic. It generally just
it
felt
was
epic.
epic. It
You know
was
what I mean?
epicness.
Like,
Yeah, it was legit epicness.
yeah, it was go to
Oh
the
yeah.
sauce.
It was so good. I love how when I was watching it, it was just I was just an experience. Like I was just living through it, and then all of a sudden, I thought I was like tripping acid because of the last part when he lifted up the ground. I didn't expect anything on that level of animation. I thought it was going to be like what we've seen previously, but this is totally new. But that should be no surprise because Gear 5 is totally new and different to anything else in the series that's been shown. But man, that was nutty. That was so nutty. The little gif of him like flying down and like skedaddling in like at the very end of the episode has
Yeah,
been plastered
I love
everywhere.
that.
I love that. uh, there's so many clips from this. There's so many clips and little bits from this you can take apart and use, and it's so good. But yeah, with all that hype and excitement after that episode, we got this most recent episode, 1072. So, what were your thoughts directly after that?
Okay, so at first I was, I tried watching it for like hours and it never loaded, and I was like, well, this is terrible. But luckily,
Yep.
I've actually seen the episode, so that's pretty
Okay.
awesome.
Okay.
Yeah, it was amazing. It was amazing, and there were so many moments that I was been looking forward to for such a long time, that were in it. The mace face, the jump rope. Um, I didn't expect the giant one so soon. That was also sick.
Mm-hmm.
Like
Yeah.
so many moments are just, we're here, and it was like, oh my god, we're finally seeing the eyes popping out, the head getting shot
Yeah.
into the live floor. It's so great. It's so great. And I feel like they really captured the energy of a lot of the moments like really well, especially the head one. The head one was great. Um I feel like um this is kind of weird, I guess, but
Mm.
I feel like the only one they kind of did a misstep on is the jump rope one. I
Okay.
really didn't like what they did with that. It felt
Okay.
like it kind of undercut the humor of it. I don't know. It felt like it obviously was funny and cool, but like felt like they tried to make like I heard a lot of people were getting on Mr. Morge for saying something like this. And for the last episode for
Yeah.
1071, trying to make it like epic. Instead of focusing on the humor. And I didn't really feel that at that point, but for that
Mm-hmm.
jump rope thing, I definitely did. I definitely did because I feel like it would have been way funnier if he was just because they had him like in the sky and now the sonic booms are happening and I'm just
Yeah.
like, but
Yeah.
he's where's the jump rope? Like that's what I'm here for,
That
the funny jump rope.
that's what really threw me is because yeah, for the hype awards, I said what was the best attack of the year, and the winner was the Gum Gum jump rope. So I was really excited to show like, oh, here comes the jump rope. That's gonna be really fun. I didn't
Mhm.
expect it to be a full fledged like devastating attack with sonic booms coming in like towards like
Yeah, I was
each.
just like, what's happening right now? I was like,
He was spinning him that fast. He was creating a shockwave like towards the earth. It was crazy.
yeah.
But
Don't get me wrong.
yeah,
Like a lot of the episode was obviously amazing.
yeah,
Just that specific thing was just like it took me out of it a bit. I was just like, I don't really know what I expected, but it definitely wasn't that.
yeah.
Um, a lot of the new stuff was awesome. Like,
Oh yeah,
I think my favorite of the new ones has got to be where he like lifts up the ground and then he like chucks it and then he like bounces back and
he
forth
turned
and
to a
then like attacks
pinball.
him.
He turned to a pinball.
Yeah,
Like
it
what
was
was
so
that?
cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was a huge nerd during my reaction, and I was like, "Oh, yo, it's like Sonic Colors," because he
Okay.
keeps doing this. He keeps doing the Sonic the Hedgehog like run thing, obviously,
Yeah.
which is obviously old cartoons at all.
Hmm.
But I was like, "Yo, it's like Sonic Colors." And it was just, I don't know. I
Oh
was
man.
a really really big fan of that, obviously.
Oh
So,
man.
yeah.
I,
But
I
what about you? What was your favorite moment, if you have one in
oh
specific?
dude, let me tell you. Let me tell you. One of my favorite moments happening right now is Terrible TJ gifting 5 memberships. That's phenomenal.
Ooh,
That's amazing.
that is a great moment.
That's a great
That is a great
moment.
moment.
That's up there. I mean, Terrible
Yeah.
TJ up here giving out some great moments. So thank you so much. I really do appreciate it. Everybody here is so generous. And my cat is like screaming at the door because I think she can tell
Mm.
like the excitement happening in here and wants to be a part of it.
Yeah, now you even got your cat as an emote too.
Oh my god,
So
that
there you go.
Wow. She wants to come in. She wants to be a part of it. So when it comes to this episode, I will say first and foremost, I actually do have a moment that kind of didn't really hit as good as I thought it would, or like what I expected. And I think this might be a bit of a controversial take, so it's my turn to say something.
Okay.
And I think it's the one of Luffy when he goes giant through the clouds.
Really?
Yeah.
I thought that was awesome.
Yeah.
I thought that was really awesome. That's so interesting.
There's a reason for it. I think I mean, like, I guess it might have been just like the art style. Like, if it was more like, I imagine it more so towards like the manga. Like, I love the way the manga did it. And it was a sense of scale.
I could pull it up.
The sense of yeah. The sense of scale. The sense of scale in the manga panel is like, oh my god, he's giant. In the oh my god, that's beautiful. Wow, that's beautiful.
We're there.
That's incredible. Yeah, like that's it. Wow, that is beautiful.
Yeah, the scale. You're really
the scale.
Really hit the nail on the head there.
Like there in the episode, like him in the clouds and the lightning. I was like, okay, it's building up. Here it comes. I was great. And when he came through, it didn't really have that same kind of punch, like that kind of wow, oh my god, like it's crazy looking, like it looks huge. It just kind of looked like it just looked like Luffy. It's like kind of, I mean, that's the idea. Like it's to scale, like he's huge, but I didn't get the sense of that scale as big as
I think what would have been kind of interesting is if it had thicker line art, because I think if they're really trying to sell the cartoon aspect, they really, obviously cartoons are very thick line art. That's just the thing. And anime is very thin line art. Yeah, that could be a very easy way to differentiate between the two.
Yeah, if it had like thicker lines and had like more of a stylized kind of like look, like a different kind of, I don't know, to make it stand out like in a big way, like the manga panel did. Because the manga panel, him going giant, it has a very interesting art to how he looks, like it's thicker lines and looks really cool. Yeah, and then throughout the scene, I was like, at the very, very end, when he deflates, I was like, oh my god, wait, he was still giant that whole time? I didn't really realize, because I didn't get the sense of scale. Like, I didn't see like how huge he actually was. Until he was right next to Kaido. But if it was like right next to Kaido and you could see Onigashima, or you could see it like kind of more of a different perspective, then maybe. But yeah, I just feel that bit didn't really hit as hard as I would have, like, because that's such a huge moment. And the next moment I'm really looking forward to is most likely going to be next episode. With all the lightning going on in the clouds.
Yeah, that's gonna be so hype.
That's another one. That's gonna be another one I'm looking forward to. But the big giant one was one I was really looking forward to, and the jump rope. The jump rope, I liked it, like, because it was just so ridiculous. Like the fact that it just turned into this super epic ultra move. I was like, that's what I was looking forward to seeing and how it looked. I didn't expect that, which was really funny. But the rest of the episode though, it was really, like, objectively speaking, start to finish, that was the better episode. But I'm really conflicted because the emotions I had in 1071 were just so high, and like that's what I remember and that's what I love, just being able to feel that way during an episode. But the action and everything in 1072, the moments where he's regaining his heartbeat, getting his color back, stanced up gear 2 gear second pose, beautiful, amazing. Him smiling, being like, you think I'm not afraid of death, like that sort of crazy cold lines are awesome. Yeah, and then also the countdown. I liked the final attack where he's like 3, 2, 1, go.
That was one of my favorite new things, because in the original, I remembered this like so distinctly. I was like, why is Kaido playing baseball right now? That was so awesome. Yeah, it's like such a fun little thing they added. They didn't need to do that.
Yeah, he was stand up. He was ready for it, and then like, it was so good. So I love that. So it was a great time. It really was.
Yeah, and there were so many little things I feel like they added as well. Like when Kaido got hit with the balloon attack, and then Momo's like, "Did Kaido get fat or something?" Like that was so funny. They didn't need to say that, but it's just they did. That was great.
Yeah, it is really scary. The idea of someone reaching out through your eyes and like grabbing you like that, that's a very scary ability. Like it's, I don't know, it's just, how can you handle this man? Like how do you even go about fighting this man when he's just doing all this stupid shit and he's laughing about it and everything around you is affecting the same way? Like what do you do? Like
Yeah, it's just it's the most ridiculous power, you know, like they
uh-huh.
said, you know, what can you do?
Yeah.
And I think like they're really hitting the nail on the head, you know, like the baseball stuff. Him, I remember when he was spinning around, I'm like, oh, he's like Buffalo. Luffy turned into Buffalo right now. Crazy.
Oh man. But yeah guys, if you have any sort of thoughts on the episodes, let me know in the chat because we'll look over it and answer so many questions as well. If you have any questions, let us know. Oh man. So what do you
I thought
yep.
I thought a really great moment
Mm-hmm.
was when they cut back to the floor, which was all completely new, all that stuff on the floor
Mm-hmm.
except for the eyes you know, popping out, obviously. They kind of
Yeah.
built up to it. And Nami said a line like, the next person who's going to come through that hole is going to be Luffy. And then immediately we cut to
Yeah,
the
wow.
eye popping thing. That was great. That was great because obviously a lot of people interpreted like Nami is the reason Luffy got turned back to life in the last episode was what she said. And
Mm-hmm.
then he came back. And that's obviously going to get built upon more because it's like, oh, the devil fruits are made for people's desires, stuff like that. Um, so lots of people were talking about that, and it's cool.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we kind of got a secondary moment of that as well.
Yeah.
So I was a big fan of that.
That was really cool. And it's like, yeah, that those moments they really hit hard. Like, yeah, it shows the dedication of the Straw Hats, which is really, really cool. Um, But man, I'm super stoked to see what they do moving forward with these new episodes. Like these other moments that are gonna come up. This stretch is gonna be insane. Like I'm really looking forward to it.
Almost definitely.
Yeah. Oh man. But do you have anything else you're looking forward to in terms of the episodes? Like these other moments that you really wanna see them really nail?
Mm.
Because the lightning in the sky is like that's top tier.
Yeah,
That's
the
like okay,
lightning
all
is
right,
definitely
all
like
right.
really high. It's really
Yeah,
high.
yeah.
Now, I you talked about the scale
Mm,
being a thing.
yeah,
So that makes me think about like because obviously this is going to lead to him having like the biggest fist in the entire universe.
yeah.
Like the scale of that has got
Mm-hmm.
to be insane. Like we
Yeah.
gotta have to see it. Like Onikashima has to be like this in comparison to it. It's got to be so crazy. So I'm really excited to see that as well because
Yeah.
obviously that'll be close to the end of the fight as well.
Oh, for sure, yeah. So that's what's really important for me, yeah, to make sure they really get that scale because I think that's one of the shots that I really liked. Episode 1071 was when Luffy pulled Kaido out of the ground floor, and he had the shot of
Mhm.
just whole Onigashima and then floating above it. I was like, oh, I love that because it gives you that sense of like, yeah, scale. Like I really do like that. That perspective. It's really really cool. Um, but yeah, this episode with all these different animators too, with all the different takes. Uh,
Mm.
yeah, but that one where he gets his heartbeat back and he's like, and all the rainbow colors and everything, that's pretty sweet. And that's pretty sweet. Really like that. We got Dax in the chat. He says, "I'm just happy Kev was
Yeah,
able
let's
to
get
watch
that.
it because Philly tried doing the eternal. Was it the eternal pause?
The eternal pause. Yeah, they kept pausing. I even said at the start of the stream, like, guys, I will try not to pause a single time because in the last episode I kept pausing. I was like, guys, we gotta talk about that. That was so crazy.
Oh
Um,
man.
yeah. But then it was like, no, we'll pause for you. You're gonna pause.
Oh no. What
Yeah.
what
So I did
how soon after the episode dropped did you try to watch it? Like
like an hour. I
an
waited an
hour.
hour.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
did. I did 2 hours, and I think I looked onto King Rick on stream. I think he did an hour afterwards as well, and he was like going through it. He was going through it.
Mm.
It was pretty tough, but yeah, I had to go and wait. I had to wait 2 hours to play it safe because I mean everyone has to have their time slots to go and react to the episodes. Um, we got Desnes in the chat as well. Um, Watch Barbie tonight. Feel more Ken than ever before. Yeah, yeah. You know, there's all you guys in the chat. You're Knuff. You're Knuff to be here.
Oh my god. You know, shouts to Desnes, you know, feeling like he's Knuff, you know, that's great.
That's
we love positivity.
That's right.
Yeah.
Beautiful. We love that. So is there anything you'd like to talk about in general moving forward after now the episode talk?
Well, for me, one thing I'm super excited to see is how the fan base might change their thoughts on Kaido as a whole, you know, because a lot of people think he's kind of lame. And I'm just like, did you think it was lame because the fight didn't like end the way you wanted it to? Because I feel like if the anime portrays the fight ending in a cooler way, you know, they make it more epic, they make it more, you know, full circle with Wano. I definitely think a lot of people are going to switch up. So I'm very excited to see that because I like Kaido a lot. I think he's very compelling. So I'm really excited to see that without a doubt. Obviously, you know, more Gear 5 is going to be awesome. You know, you can never have enough. You can never have enough, you know?
No. I saw Dax in the chat say Kaido's still lame. How do I undo his moderation?
Oh my god.
I'm gonna strip him of his badges.
Kaido's still lame.
Oh man, Dax. Don't be spitting that in here. Here I am reading Jujutsu Kaisen and I'm having a great time because of his recommendation. And now he's gonna go in here and say this slander. It's the ultimate disrespect. Oh my
Can't believe it.
No. Something that I wish they do is give a bit more scenes on Kaido's backstory.
I'm hoping they do that as well. I thought that this one in King's fight was really great. I really enjoyed it where they were at Punk Hazard. It was obviously still there in King's fight originally, but it was a lot more fleshed out and you sort of felt the connection between Kaido and King way more. And I thought that was great. So I don't think we're going to get anything super crazy by any means. We're not going to get a Rocks flashback in the anime. We're not going to get anything like that. But I think we might get more, obviously. You know, we're probably going to get some flashbacks to Odin here and there, you know, with him thinking about like, oh, look, the person who defeats me is Joy Boy. You know, that maybe he'll reflect on Odin. Like, would Odin have been Joy Boy if Higurashi didn't do anything? You know, who knows? You know, I don't know. Stuff like that I think is really interesting. And I do think the line Zunisha said I thought was really interesting. The way Zunisha was talking about like it feels like it's fate that like he's back and like all this like that I just thought was so cool because it's like Luffy had that sort of same failure as Odin, you know, the sort of treacherous like the fight was like dishonored in a way like that. But he came back and he was able to continue going. And Kaido obviously loved that. He obviously loved that. But I don't know. I think there's a lot more here that could be delved upon. So I'm excited to see if they do anything, like you said, if they add some more stuff.
Yeah, because I mean that was the biggest blunder I think when it came to it. Like we had all these really fleshed out backstories and everything, and then here's Kaido and the amount of stuff that you can dive into in his backstory, you can really sink your teeth into, and it was just, was it just like a single page that they did? It had like younger,
I mean,
middle,
see,
adult.
This is the thing.
What?
I kind of hate when people say that because like we had he was in Odin's flashback. He was incredibly relevant during Odin's flashback, but people are like, no, Kaido's backstory is just small, medium, big. Like that's not his flashback, bro. We've seen other Kaido flashbacks. That's like saying like, oh man, I sure wish we got an Orochi flashback. We did get an Orochi flashback. Just because it's not called the Kaido flashback doesn't mean Kaido's not relevant and has a flashback. Like I don't know, that stuff is just it's weird. To me, that stuff is just weird.
Exposing me with the small, medium, big backstory.
But that's not you. It's just like people in general. People in general say that. It's just like, bro, Kaido is more than just small, medium, big. You know what I mean? Like,
well,
he's not just.
I didn't feel that, and that must be the biggest thing. If my perspective on his backstory is small, medium, big, then they need to improve on it because That's all I see.
No, I mean, there's obviously going to be more with like rocks and a bunch of other
Yeah,
stuff when we
I
learn
think
about
that's
it eventually.
I think that's a reason why. I think the reason why they're not fleshing out is because there's going to be a lot more of him with interacting with rocks and stuff. So like, okay, here's more of stuff you can piece together. That makes
Yeah,
sense.
exactly. But I just think like a lot of people they just dismiss like I said, they dismiss Kaido's backstory because, you know, that one page, but like we obviously got a ton of him with Odin. So I don't know. I feel like that take is kind of weird a lot of the time.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, I just want to see like him just like, I'm like, I don't know. I just want to see more of him. I just want to see more. But it wasn't like because I
oh,
mean,
definitely.
yeah. I mean, Kaido is such a good, such a good villain, such a good character, and he's been built up for so long, and like his performance in Wano is insane. Um, and I just wanted to see more of this man. I don't know, just like I want more of a good time, you know. So
Yeah, I completely agree because I feel like Kaido was cool for a long time. He was cool. He wasn't anything super crazy until he dropped, you know, seems like you couldn't be Joy Boy either. That I was like, hold on, Kaido,
yeah,
you leveled up in like seconds. You went from a solid B plus to like an A plus in like
yeah,
that. One
yeah,
line changed
mm-hmm.
everything. And it's just like,
Yeah,
why do you know about Joy Boy, man?
yeah,
What's going on?
yeah.
And then I loved obviously that was furthered when King was like, he's like, you think I'm Joy Boy? So satisfying, so sad. And then like when you think about, I don't know, I'm a big fan of him because of like what he represents as like the dark mirror version of Joy Boy, like forcing smiles onto others instead of everyone being free. They're all slaves. Like he's Joy Boy is the friend to all beasts, and he's the king of the beast pirates. I don't know. There's so much there. He's just the live floor, and Joy Boy obviously is the drums of liberation. The live
Mm-hmm.
floor is all musical. Like there's so much here, and it's really compelling. I think it's really interesting if you think about it in like a sort of inversion type of thing. If he's meant to be the person Joy Boy is meant to defeat, um, it's perfect that he is like sort of the
Mm-hmm.
opposite of Joy Boy. You know?
Yeah, for sure. I find it's very fascinating about the whole aspect of is yeah. I mean, wasn't there an aspect of like he wanted to be Joy Boy or like he thought he was Joy Boy? Was that a part of his character, or was that just him just kind of boasting?
No, he didn't think he was Joy Boy. That was
Ah,
the
gotcha.
thing.
He was looking for Joy Boy, I
I think
guess.
I think he thought Odin was Joy Boy for
Gotcha,
sure. I
gotcha.
definitely think he thought Odin was Joy Boy or Ace. It could have easily been Ace as well.
Yeah, yeah.
Because he obviously knows both of them.
Mm-hmm.
And he's the way he's like, you couldn't be it either. Like he's not referring to himself in that sense.
Oh no, I was
A
thinking
lot of
of
people
King. I was thinking of
interpreted.
King because that's right. King asked or something. He's like, no. It's like I'm,
Yeah, he's like,
I'm
you
not
think
Joy Boy.
I'm
No,
Joy
he's like
Boy?
no. He's
Like,
like yeah.
no.
Yeah, like nah. Yeah, he's like nah,
Yeah,
no way. Yeah,
yeah.
but
And then eventually at the end of the fight, he'll say, you know, the person who defeats me,
yeah,
that's Joy Boy.
yeah,
Oh,
that was really cool. Yeah,
yeah. It's just like stuff like that. It's so simple, but it's like because he's seemingly this brick wall character for such a long time. He's super edgy, super grimdark, all that. But then the second you put that Joy Boy thing in there, it's like, did he want to get defeated the whole time? Like, what's happening right now? I don't know. It makes you rethink a lot of the stuff he does. Is he
yeah,
is he so evil, not because he wants to be, but because he's trying to bring out Joy Boy? Um, I don't know. I just think it's cool. I actually I don't know if you've ever heard of this channel. It's called RTTV, one of the best reaction channels on YouTube.
okay,
And they brought up an idea that Shanks, you know, when he went to the Gorosei
yeah,
during the reverie,
mm-hmm.
Shanks brought up the fact that Luffy, like, you got to watch out for Luffy. And I think they were saying he might have done it on purpose in order to awaken Joy Boy as well. You know, send CP0 there, send all the people to
Mm-hmm.
Wano. And it's kind of crazy because Kaido and CP0, those were the two people that caused, you know, Luffy to awaken and become Joy Boy. So if it was Shanks and Kaido kind of working, obviously Shanks didn't do anything in
Yeah,
that scene. But if Shanks sort of was the puppeteer that led it to be that way, Shanks also was talking to Kaido. Maybe Shanks was talking about Joy Boy to Kaido as well. I don't know. Could be kind of. It could be interesting. I'm excited
yeah.
to see if that leads anywhere.
I'm just wondering why it would need the word of Shanks to them go, oh wait, yeah, let's actually go and stop Luffy. Like they already knew he had the fruit and like what the fruit does, or being hush hush about it. But I guess I don't know. But it is, yeah, it is interesting that I'm still waiting to see a follow up with that whole Shanks interaction, because there's been so many theories about them being a clone, all the clone things coming out, the fact that you can't see his scar on the side of his face.
Oh, not the twin Shanks theory, bro.
Yeah.
The twin Shanks theory is so bad, bro. Like I get what they were trying to go for there. Like it's like, what if there's an evil Shanks? Like, because Oda loves to do that. You know, these sort of like character what if characters. Like Garp is like, what if Luffy was a Marine? That's Garp. You know what I mean? And I feel like the evil Shanks character is Garling now. I just feel like that has to be what that is. Because if there is no, you know, evil Shanks, like that's like a twin or whatever, it would make sense for Garling. I mean, they have the same name, you know, Celestial Dragon connection immediately confirmed, God Valley connection immediately confirmed. Like, there's a lot there, and we know he's high ranking in the, you know, the Celestial Dragon world. So, I don't know. I see a possibility there.
Yeah. There's definitely a lot of things I want them to go and follow up, but yeah, we are getting now into the end of Egghead. Do you have any sort of thoughts that you want to put on the Egghead arc now we're wrapping up and looking forward towards after the fact?
Well, if we're wrapping up soon, I mean, there's a lot that they could still do. Say Vegapunk does die or doesn't stick around, you know, we still need him to talk to Frankie. We still need him to talk to Zoro about whatever Zoro was going to talk to him about. Which I'm hoping is Zoro being furious about the Smile Fruit. That's what I'm personally hoping for right there. I don't know. I feel like Vegapunk himself or themselves, you know, whichever Vegapunks try to come along on a journey, could be a lot of fun to have. But I'm waiting for those moments that are really, you know, built up a lot, especially with Frankie. So very excited to see how Egghead continues now that we're seemingly done with the chaos part of it, with seeing the rest of the world. I'm gonna be honest. I don't think we're done though. I feel like we're definitely gonna get like a flashback of some sort. If we don't, you know what? Crazy move by Oda. Crazy move, because Oda's hyping this up to be crazier than every single thing we saw for like 3 months.
Yeah,
and it's like, if we don't see any of the craziness, then what's happening? You know, it's already kind of crazy right now. You know, they're having a hostage situation. That's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
But we get what I'm saying. Like, I would like to be here a bit more to really see how insane the Straw Hats are being at this moment, you know?
Yeah. There's I'm beginning to realize more and more and more that the situation on Egghead is just getting out of control. Like, there's so many factors that it's like, you know, the Egghead incident, and we're thinking about it being one direct thing. But I'm like, look, you got all these people coming in. You got Saturn, you got Kizaru, you got like the Blackbeard pirate flag was flying outside. They're coming in. You got Vegapunk. You got Straw Hats there. You got people potentially jumping in to like offer support during all of this. It's getting really out of hand. And yeah, it would be hard to think that something would just happen and then it just kind of ends. Like, I imagine there would be it would continue on in some aspect. Like, this would be like kind of the starting point of like a massive war to like, okay, this has started. Other people are going to act, which is going to start more conflict, which is going to continue. And it also, because the fact that on Egghead, they have so much technology, I would really like them to really, I don't know, like you said, like chat with Frankie, chat with Zoro, have some sort of thing to like, you know, make the most of it for the crew, because they just kind of appeared. They're here and they're gonna go. Maybe they can use something there to help benefit them moving forward, because now we're getting into the end stages with Shanks going to the One Piece.
See, I think that's interesting, because the Frankie thing obviously could lead to like some tech stuff, some upgrades, whatever. But obviously Frankie and Vegapunk have that, you know, inherent connection because of, you know, Frankie was a fan of Vegapunk for such a long time. That would just be cool to see for his character growth.
Yeah.
But for Zoro, obviously, it's completely unrelated to like any upgrades whatsoever. It's very emotionally driven for him.
Yeah.
And like stuff like that is what I'm really looking forward to see, because we're already going to get a ton of baggage with Bonnie. So the baggage is already there, but we need some crew baggage. We need to see like Zoro. I need Zoro to be fuming at
Yeah.
Vegapunk. You know,
Like actually show some emotion, like some like kind of emotional stakes. Like right now, it's kind of just there's some people in front of us. Let's deal with them. Let's see what this mystery is. Okay. But yeah, I like like you said, the emotional baggage. Like seeing the stuff with Bonnie, I've been really liking because I was like, oh wow, here's a real amount of depth to a character, a lot of weight to a situation. This is good. Like this is a big deal. And I would like
mm.
that for the crew. And with Law being taken down, with Kid being taken down, I can't help but think, but maybe Luffy may have something happen to him, which is going to add that whole level of weight. Like, oh my god, like okay, it's like a reality check. Like, okay, we need to be serious. We need to improve. Things are a lot bigger than what we thought. Um, yeah, I just want some more weight to the scenes presented and everything. So I think that's something I'm really looking forward to as well, for sure.
Mm. See, I definitely think there's weight to a lot of the stuff we've seen so far.
Yeah.
Because, we're obviously seeing the rest of the world go through the most insane stuff possible. And then they're like, well, this is even crazier. Like, obviously, that's not actual weight in the scenes. That's just hype for what's to come. So it's not 100% guaranteed. But we've already
Yeah.
gotten a lot of crazy stuff. Like, characters, I'm going to put huge
sure.
air quotes here, are dying.
Yeah.
But like people are getting wiped out. Like things are crazy that are happening, and obviously a lot of this is for like the stake of like the leading source of like anything in this world. So it is pretty intense when we think about it. But again, I feel like it's not really an issue. It's just like with One Piece, it's just like we can't really 100%, buy into deaths and like all this crazy stuff because of how it's written at this point. So
Yeah.
if we could, I feel like it would be way more investing of the the stakes and all that would be there. But it's just because it's One Piece that we can't 100% be like, oh yeah, the stakes are high.
Yeah. What would I'll just before I go and ask that question, I just want to go and shout out to everyone in the chat. I've seen some really fun names come through. I've seen, we've got Dax in here, Alexander, we got the Chestnut Tanuki in here. Having a good time. Everyone in the chat's having a great time. If you have any questions, guys, feel free to throw them in there because we'll go and look at some to go and get the conversation going. So, what are your thoughts in particular with Garp now that sort of story has come to a close in terms of that conflict?
Mm. So Garp, he's an absolutely amazing character, and Oda is definitely not gonna kill him off like that. He's absolutely
No.
not gonna kill him off like
No.
that.
No.
So I'm very excited to see what's to come with this character. So I think, and a lot of people have speculated this, that Aokiji is not killing Garp. He's actually, saving his wound with the ice, just like Saul, who
Yep.
is also alive.
Yep.
Which I agree with. I think that's a very, astute observation. So I'm really excited to see what happens with Garp. Is Garp going to be traded to the world government? Is Garp going to be some sort of pedestal, execution, just like Roger, but pirates execute the Marine? Could be that. That would be pretty awesome.
Mm-hmm.
But Garp, I feel like he's not out of the picture by any means.
No.
So I'm just excited to see what Oda does with him because Garp, I think, is a incredibly important character. Not when it comes to like, oh, his writing is so masterful or whatever. It's just like whenever Garp is on screen, something insane is gonna happen.
Oh
And
yeah.
don't get me wrong, Garp is still very well written. I'm just saying like Garp is like an ultimate hype tool, but he's also really emotionally driven as a character, and that's what makes him like really compelling to me.
Yeah, it's like for him, he's a legend. He's been around for all these different eras and all these different moments in history. So there is a level of hype when he comes in. And I do feel, well, everything that happened with Garth, I'm like, yeah, it'd be ridiculous to kill him off right now. Like the benefit of the story is so grand having him there, and then also the fact that you know for the characters involved, like Blackbeard's gonna take him and like use him as like a pawn or use him to benefit himself in some way, because he's so valuable. Like this is the the legend of the Marines, like and we have him. Like, come on, like they can get pretty much anything they want to in terms of having that kind of chip in their collection to
See,
trade.
and that's what I think is interesting though, because I'm gonna be honest, I don't think that the people in charge care about Garp.
Probably not.
Like, I think they kind of want him to die. Like, to be completely honest,
Yeah,
it's just he represents too much for the world that if he does die or they get rid of him or whatever, um, it's a scary sign. It's a scary sign for the world, because Kobe obviously he's set up to be like the next Garp.
yeah,
At least I think so. But Kobe isn't to the world. Garp is still that guy. It's like
yeah.
I'm trying to think of a parallel like in real life. It's like I'm trying so hard. Oh yeah, okay. Here's an example. It's like, okay, Michael Jordan's out of the league, but look, LeBron just got inducted. LeBron's totally gonna be Michael Jordan, but at this point, LeBron isn't LeBron.
Yeah.
I don't know if you're a huge
Yeah.
basketball guy, but I assume you at least understand
Yeah.
that.
Yeah. Yeah, totally. Do you think if there was an instance where, they like Garp is like in their possession and in Blackbeard's possession, and then he overhears the government say, "Yeah, we don't care if he's dead." Like Blackbeard demands something, and then they're like, "Yeah, we don't care." Do you think that would change Garp's opinion, or would it be kind of like, "Oh, it's what I expected. Like this is kind of
I definitely think
do
it's
what you gotta do kind of thing."
Yeah, I think it's definitely what I expected because he constantly shits on the Celestial Dragons, and that's probably my favorite thing about Garp. I'm gonna be honest, it's probably my favorite thing. The way he can just go to the referee, just be like, "Yeah, these scumbags, these like complete horrible people." It's like, this is my job. I doesn't mean I have to like them. Like he's so real for that. He's so real, and I just think it's great. It shows he's a lot of like principles. He's a lot of principles that he's not willing to back off on. I know people are immediately going to use that to like slander him for like ace and whatever, but like, hey, he has principles he's willing to stand for and not stand for. Like, yeah, the symbolism of pirates and Marines, he's got to stand for that. But is he going to stand for these bums in charge of the Marines? Nope, not at all.
No. Yeah, for sure.
He's so real for that. So I'm very excited to see where Garp is leading the story to, and if it is like a Marineford 2.0, that would be crazy. Not entirely like sold on that idea because I feel like if Oda does do a final war, it's not going to be some Marineford thing because there's going to be so many different factions involved, whether it's Shanks, like let me just think. Shanks, Buggy, Blackbeard, Luffy, all of their groups, and then you're probably gonna have Kaido, Big Mom, the World Government, the Marine. Like that's already 8 factions.
Yeah.
Like if we're not counting Kaido and Big Mom eventually being a subordinate to someone else, whether it's Luffy or not. It's just interesting to think about. It's interesting to think about.
Is that a possibility that you're kind of thinking of, that Big Mom and Kaido could be subordinates?
Some definitely. Like I definitely think Katakuri would support Luffy if like let's say Big Mom is actually out of the story, which I don't think is going to happen at all. But let's say Katakuri then joins, as like the leader of Big Mom's crew. I definitely think he would support Luffy 100%. And with Kaido, I think Kaido might even be like, "Oh, he's Joy Boy, I'm following him." I think that would be really cool to see. Like, all right, well, he defeated me. And you know how Kaido's crew is based off strength. What if Kaido's then like, "Yep, we're following him. He's the guy. We're going for him now." That'd be pretty cool. Obviously it wouldn't be like immediate, but if and when they return, because I think they will. I'm excited to see what happens with them.
Yeah, it's hard to think about characters. I mean, like, well, just look, we have all these previous villains that have been defeated, that have come back in some aspect. Like you have Doflamingo, that's like in prison there, but he's still around. You have Crocodile, it's still there. You have all these people still around. And you have Big Mom and Kaido, who are the two biggest villains in the series thus far, in terms of strength and everything like that. It's hard to imagine that. I mean, it's hard to imagine them not coming back, but then also the fact that if they do come back, they're just so just powerful in this new kind of power balance. How they would fit in, I think that's the main thing. And I think that's the tricky thing as well. But it's already set that up where there's a hot, you have the map of Wano, and you have them go into the ground, and then you have the front of Wano that has cracks in it, so it's going to open up at some point. And so once it opens up, what's going to be the fallout from that? Is Big Mom and Kaido going to emerge? Is magma lava demons and going to come out there and just cause havoc or do something? I don't know. It's just, but then also you have this whole thing of what Wano has there's another Wano underneath Wano.
Yeah, the old Wano.
The old Wano. Yeah. So did they just go down there and start rebuilding? What are they gonna that's gonna be followed up at some point, sure.
They could take Pluton, which would be insane because that's what they were after the whole time.
Yeah, they just find Pluton down there. They're they go smashed in there and I feel a presence down here. What is it? And then they go to Pluton, and that'd be pretty insane. That'd be
insane.
Yeah.
I think so. I definitely think the next cover story is going to be a Wano focused one, whether it's Yamato, Momonosuke, or both. It's or Tama. It could be one of those three. I think they're likely to lead a cover story. I think it would be crazy. Say if it is Yamato who leads the cover story, if Yamato stumbles across oh look, Kaido's here and Big Mom's here and all these characters.
That would be insane.
No, oh no,
that would be crazy. Oh man, because we had a full-on cover story showing NL just on the moon. This is what he's doing. He's there. He's still around. This is what he's doing.
We had a Caribou cover story.
Yeah,
it goes to show nothing ever is irrelevant because Caribou, he's still kicking. He's on Egghead. He'll never leave.
Oh no. Oh,
we had a whole cover story to explain why Caribou's on Wano. Whole cover story. That's crazy.
How long did the cover story go for? Can you know? How just roughly?
I can check real quick. Hold
on. Okay. I need to find this out. Oh man. But thanks everybody for being here. This has been a fun chat, a fun good time. Trying to process everything with the last few episodes has been crazy.
It was 46 pages long. Caribou's cover story. It was quite a meaty one,
What?
You had to get him to Wano somehow.
What? 46 what? So let me get this straight. 46 chapters.
Yeah. Not on a row, obviously, but
oh my god.
Still quite crazy, right?
That is quite insane. Crazy. What the hell is that? Oh man.
Yeah, he's just, it's all thanks to him.
Mm-hmm.
It's all thanks to him,
There you go.
All right, let me see. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, it's 46. And it was, let's see, what chapter is this? I think it's in Punk Hazard to Dressrosa.
Whoa.
Yeah, it's Punk Hazard to Dressrosa.
Yeah, Desna.
Oh my God.
It's a whole year of a chapter. Yeah, it took a year to get through that story, that really important story of him getting to Egghead.
Oh, definitely.
Wow. That's insane. But do you have any sort of other thoughts before maybe we jump onto the Netflix One Piece before we close off?
I mean, huge fan of the episodes. Very excited with what the Egghead shenaniganry is going to happen. Very excited.
Yep.
So no complaints from me. Being a One Piece fan is just great as per usual, but it's in a greater state because of how many amazing things are happening all at once now.
Yeah. There's a real level of excitement and fun watching the episodes, and then you go and read the chapters, and it's kind of there's like a sense of it's excitement, but also a sense of dread because like something's about to go down. Like something big's about to go down. It's gonna hit the fan. What is it? We're speculating on it. We're theorizing on it. It's two
What's
totally
the
different
incident?
experiences.
Is
Yeah,
it involving Saturn? Is it involving Kizaru? Is it involving Vegapunk? Like, there's so many possibilities. So
yeah.
it's really exciting to think which one it's gonna be.
Yeah, and also because it has been hyped up so much and we theorized so much, is it? I mean, it's probably a silly question because Oda always delivers in these sorts of things, but like, is it going to live up to people's expectations as to like this huge incident? Is that massive? Is it going to be as massive as what he says it is, and is it going to exceed what people
Yeah.
think?
I
Yeah,
so as we know, as we've literally said, like, what is it, 15 to 10 minutes ago, Oda doesn't kill people. But
yeah.
hear me out.
Mm-hmm.
Imagine, imagine Kizaru dies. Imagine. That would be crazy.
That would be
Like,
crazy.
I think that would be like, and no offense to Saturn, we do not care about Saturn compared to Kizaru. Like,
Yeah,
not to be that guy, but like,
yeah,
dude, we know Kizaru. If
yeah,
Kizaru dies, like, game is over. Like, I feel like because people are gonna complain regardless. You know what I
yeah,
mean?
yeah.
People are just gonna be like, "Oh no, that Shank stuff was so gas, bro." Like, that people are just gonna say that because, oh my god, it's Shanks. Oh my god, it's blah. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? Like, because, oh, we haven't seen him in forever. But like, if Kizaru dies, man, like, that to me, if Oda does that, sold.
Mm-hmm.
Sold. Like, he doesn't need to do anything else. It's like, he knew exactly what to do there. He knew exactly what to do.
Yeah, it's like Oda hasn't been killing characters for this long. There's going to be some
Mm-hmm.
sort of payoff. Like people, like in series, if people die all the time or a lot of people die, then the weight of other characters dying may dwindle a bit. Which, I mean, it may not, but it has that kind of chance. But this, like, hardly any characters have died. So then, if when you do get
Yeah,
around to now a character dying, now it's that big. Like, and if it was someone as big as Kizaru going, then that is on top of that even bigger. Um,
exactly.
that's right. So
And
there
I
is the
feel like
potential there.
I think it could definitely be possible because, think about it like this, right? We already have at this point in the story 4 admirals, right?
Yep.
That's kind of weird, right? That we have 4 admirals. Like, we're saying Akainu's a fleet admiral, but like, let's be for real. We still consider him an admiral. He's one of the guys.
Yeah.
If we just have him and him alone, and then Kuzan's with Blackbeard, and Kizaru's just out of the picture, it shows like he's the last one standing. He's the last remaining like old. Let me put like air quotes, old guard
Yeah.
of the Marines. For Marineford. Now he's the last one there, and now he's being attacked by people he would call his comrades. I think that would really sell the point home. But the thing is, like, even if Kizaru goes, I definitely don't think Fujitora is working with Akainu. So I don't know. The idea of 3 of them just has to be a thing. So one of the admirals of the 4 remaining, and it's definitely not Green Bull. So either Kizaru or Fujitora has to dip out or not work with him for some reason. And obviously Fujitora has a very valid reason because he just hates him. And Kizaru, that could happen. So.
Yeah. Do you I can't imagine a time where Kizaru, if he does die, and then you have Akainu react and like kind of go, all right, I'm stepping out. Like I'm gonna be going. Because he's like he's been trying to sort out the situation with other people. He's been trying to like, all right, these people got to sort it out. But then he's going to take matters into his own hands. Because look, I mean, he stepped up and he took down Ace, and he stepped up and did all these sorts of things. So he's like, if I'm going to get the job done, I'm going to do it myself. Very very Thanos, very Thanos situation.
Definitely. And maybe actually, Kizaru dying might even further instigate that thing. Because remember the last time we saw Akainu, he was like, I can't do anything. I can't do anything, and I hate this.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like if Kizaru dies, he's like, well,
yep,
I gotta step up, or else they're literally gonna kill like some of the most important people of our entire organization. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, he's gonna jump up on top of the roof, and then he's gonna shoot the magma, like the rain down, like cross country, cross continent to Egghead.
Yeah, that'd be insane. You know, kind
Yeah.
of. He's got aim. He's got aim.
Yeah, it's crazy. I wouldn't put it past him, especially if it went to that extent. Do you have any sort of? Do you want to maybe share a bit of your thoughts on the live action, because it is coming out soon. It is coming out.
Yeah.
Within
in
like what,
3 weeks.
Yeah, 2-3 weeks. Yeah.
Oh, 18 days.
18 days. Yeah. So
yeah. I'm actually very excited. I know a lot of people are rather pessimistic because this thing is different, but for me, like, One Piece is still going to be great.
Yeah.
You know, this live action obviously is One Piece, but guess what? Even if this doesn't do as well as normal One Piece, guess what? There's 100 of these books up here. 100.
Yep.
And that's going to be good regardless. You know, based on, you know, if it's an anime or live action or whatever, the original story is still there for anyone to enjoy, and nothing can take that away from you.
Yeah.
But with live action, you know, I'm hopeful. I think a lot of people are going to actually get into it from the live action. I know a lot of people who would never, you know, watch it or read it or whatever, just because it's, you know, too long or not real people and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And seeing people actually, you know, be somewhat interested in it and getting into the series from the live action is just really cool. So I'm very hopeful. Obviously, maybe my optimism is like too high, because if I've said I'm not going to say like I'm hopeful, like I think it will be good. I'm hopeful for what it'll do to the community more than anything. It could be bad. Like, let's be for real. Like, it could be bad. I don't think it will be. I think it will be okay. But it could be bad. And guess what? This will still be good.
That's right.
This will still be good, you know?
Yeah.
So we don't need to get all worried about, oh, One Piece is going to get ruined. No, it won't. One Piece has already been here for like 25 plus years. It's not like a really obvious comparison lots of people have made is like Avatar: Last Airbender. I'm not sure if you probably have watched that because it's on the nod.
Yeah.
And lots of people obviously were fuming over the Shyamalan movie. But guess what? Avatar is more popular now than it's ever been because of people who are nostalgic for the show. And that just happens. You know, media doesn't just get determined by like one specific thing. I mentioned Sonic earlier in the stream. Like, Sonic 06, terrible game. Guess what? People still play Sonic, and Sonic's still around and popular. Crazy, right? You wouldn't expect it.
Yeah. It's like sorry, I was gonna say and in Dragon Ball Evolution. Like,
exactly. That's another
like
amazing
the worst
comparison.
of the worst. Yeah, worst of the worst. And it's like people now are still saying, you know, Super Saiyan, most iconic, best power up, everything's conversation still happening, still strong. Like, yeah, it hasn't changed the perspective of Dragon Ball at all. No one's talking about. No one's in the comments in those posts saying, oh, you know, Super Saiyan's been in Gear 5, saying, well, guys, have you seen Dragon Ball Evolution? Like, how terrible that is.
Exactly.
Like, no, like, they're not saying anything.
He Kamehameha'd in the movie, you know, like, it's kind of crusty. I don't know. Like,
oh no. Man. But yeah, I'm really excited for it. And yeah, I think that's a really good perspective to have. Is like, look, no matter what, you're always gonna have the series there, and we know it's great, and it's not gonna like, it's not they're gonna. It's a weird perspective when people say it's going to ruin the series, because like they're not going to burn all the books and remove everything and say this is the new one, this is the remake, which means we're going to get rid of the old one. No, it's like it's always going to be there, and it's still ongoing. And it's great. So I feel that it's just another thing to experience, another thing to enjoy. And if it's not too great, then it's like, well, okay, we've got the other stuff too. But then there may be some people that watch this series and go, you know what, let's go and check it out. And they'll go and actually start reading it, or watching it, or just appreciate it a bit more. Yeah.
And say there might even be people who watch live action and say they don't like it. They'll be like, oh, but I heard the original's better. Let me maybe give that a shot. Let's see what's different about it. Why is it better? You know, stuff like that.
Yeah. And then also,
there's a lot of different lanes to get into this.
Oh yeah. And I really see, like, I don't really kind of see it as often someone watching it go, you know what, I'm going to watch the series, or kind of, you know, it's a big thing to jump onto a whole nother medium like an anime or manga. But if they've seen the series and they go on YouTube and it's like, here are the 10 differences between or side by side scenes from the anime to the to the show, and that's like a 5-10 minute YouTube video. You could just flip that on and go, there you go, here's the differences, and go, oh wow, it's actually really cool what they did in the anime, or yada yada, and then make them interested to watch it. Like, there's so many ways that you can easily then transition someone into potentially watching it, which is really cool.
Yeah, it's like for example, why is Arlong on the Baratie? What did you like to know? Like, why are we so intrigued about that?
Yeah,
because obviously it's different.
Yeah.
So stuff like that. It's so simple, but it makes you like us, people who've been following the series for such a long time. It makes us go like, oh, hold on, there's something here.
Yeah, for sure. Is there something that you're looking forward to the most in the series, other than the fact that like it's going to potentially bring a lot more people on board to watching the show and just seeing One Piece and everything like that?
I think there was a scene in the trailer that I was really intrigued by, and it was Zoro like bandaged up after I assume the Mihawk fight, and he said like, "You're my captain till I die, or till the day I die," and I'm like, I really want to see that scene, like those emotional scenes. So like obviously like the Nami scene, that scene with Zoro, which is new obviously, but it has me intrigued. Seeing these characters and these actors channel these characters. That's what I'm most excited about. Like if they nail, like I already think Iñaki is pretty solid as Luffy, which is quite difficult to sell me on. You know what I mean? It's like, okay, you're Luffy. Let me see if you're Luffy. Let me feel it.
Yeah.
And I'm excited to see how the people fit into their roles as these characters more than anything. That's not really a specific moment, I know, but like the emotional impact these scenes can have. That's what I'm most excited to see.
Yeah, I think that's a really good point, because I mean, on the surface level, we're watching the trailers and other people watching the trailers, and it's just showing, really fun music, action scenes, and a bit of glimpses of the moments that we know, like the Nami scene and stuff like that, and then Zoro. But what we see from those scenes is the really emotional, kind of, you sit in them, drawn out, serious scenes. And that, you don't get that from the trailer. You don't feel that from the trailer, because it's all action packed, and it has to work that way for a trailer. So I'm excited to go and see, like you said, how they deal with that. Is it going to be as like serious, kind of somber, drawn out, emotional as the anime scenes are? Because those are the key things that we really remember from these moments. Like those are the key things that make us care so much about these characters and make us really invested. So I am keen to see how they handle that. Because the team there is so great. They really care so much, and they know how much of a big deal these moments are. And it has to hit, like, if it's hitting for them, it's going to hit for us too. In theory, because they care so much.
Oda said it hit for him.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
Yeah.
When the writer's like, oh, this is it. Like, there's something special there. At least I think so.
Yeah. The fact that they like Oda gave that sort of word, that sort of message saying, hey, it's not going to be released until I say it's good, until I say it's all fine. That's pretty cool. The fact that they give them that much trust, like for Netflix and everything, like, yeah, this is the guy. Like, we're not going to just take your property and kind of just throw it out there. Something kind of very similar
don't
to
butcher it.
Yeah, very similar to what they've done with like The Witcher. That's been very sad. The start of it was great. It was fun, and I had a bit of hope. But then when you have articles that have come out that said like, because you know everything. Do you know everything that's happened with The Witcher? Kind of.
No, I mean, I've heard the show, because I know The Witcher's like a video game, right?
Yeah. So
that's like the one thing I know.
Yeah, so The Witcher's based on books. And
it's a book.
Yeah,
I never knew that. I thought it was a video game the whole time.
Yeah. So it's a whole book series, and then the games take place after the events of the book, so it's like its own kind of story.
Oh wow.
Yeah. And the show is based on the books. So, and then you have Henry Cavill, Superman, big actor, everything.
I know he's didn't he want to be the main character, or is he the main character?
Yeah, he is the main character. It was his dream role. Like, he loves the books. Like, it's like his favorite thing, and he really pushed for it, his dream role. And so that was really awesome. That was really cool, and he really cared about it. And then it came out later, like after maybe season 2 or so, the showrunner was saying that they were super annoyed about how much he cared about the character and everything.
They were
And they're
annoyed
like,
he
yeah,
cared.
they said they really disliked, they annoyed the
What?
fact that he was so into the character and cared about so much. So I was like, oh god, okay. Like they really don't care about this. Like this sucks.
That's crazy.
They said it was
like
it was annoying. Like it wasn't good.
It's annoying he cared. I don't think that is the most wild like director's notes I've ever heard.
Yeah, and it's like, I mean, it's one thing as well to if you get given a script and it's like you got to read the script right. Is what we've done. But if you read a character in and out, you've read the books, you're invested in this character. If you look at this and you kind of like, well, maybe he wouldn't say it this way. Maybe he'd say it this way. To try and be that character, try and live that character, they would probably shoot it down and be super annoyed because he just cares. But eventually what happened is, when before season 3 was released, it said that he had left. He left the role. So
so he's not even the main character anymore.
No. So they replaced him with Liam Hemsworth. And
oh wow.
Yeah. So it's a whole drama. It's a whole thing. So it's like seeing what happened with that. The fact that they just took the property and then there are people that care and invest in these characters and like, yeah, we don't like care. We're trying to cater to like this kind of audience, like a casual audience. Like they dumb down a lot of stuff just to cater to them. Is really sad. So, but with all these people working on One Piece who really do care and understand these characters and want to make it authentic and nail it, and then you have like the you have Oda that's like, I don't want it released until it's done properly, like it looks good, and they're like, yep, that's fine, is really cool. So it gives me a lot of hope for sure.
Yeah, I completely agree. I'm really happy with how much Oda is like. He's not obviously working on the show, but I mean, he's very in tune with the production. I think that's a great sign.
Yeah,
it shows that he's a lot of faith in the project.
Yeah, absolutely. So I am really excited to go and see what they do, and also to see what my fiance thinks because she's not an anime like a One Piece fan at all. She had, I don't know if you would have seen it. She reacted to the chapter or the trailer for the series, which went a bit viral, and that was really funny because I watched it and like, oh man, this looks pretty neat. But what are her thoughts? Because she doesn't care. Like this is going to be somebody who flicks on Netflix. They go, oh, top 10
exactly
One Piece. What's this? So seeing her thoughts was very fascinating. But yeah, it's going to be very interesting to see when it fully comes out and see what the conversation is with everybody. Friends,
is it going to be the next Squid Game?
Yeah, it could be. It could next Squid Game. Yeah, it could be a huge hit. Who knows? Like, yeah, it's going to be fascinating to see what happens. Yeah, it's going to be really cool.
Yeah, that's why I'm so excited. Like if I hear randomly some people talking about the show on the street or like at a family gathering or whatever, like, oh yeah, I've been watching this, I'll just be like,
yeah,
like my eyes just widen.
Yeah, you're like, let me tell you what I got on my bookshelf. I've got 100 volumes. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, it's great. Is there anything
whole new demographic?
Oh, absolutely, and I think that's really cool. Yeah, because we kind of yearn for the being able to experience something all over again for the first time. That's always a really fun thing to do, and that's why we love doing live reactions, because like watching someone react to a moment is really cool because we live through it. So the fact that we get to do it again with the show is going to be really cool, and then to see other people who have never seen One Piece at all, to do that is going to be really neat.
Yeah, I completely agree. Seeing people go through these new experiences it's always fun, whether you're reading it or watching. It's great.
Yeah, like right now, like Dax Sake in the chat freaking out because he said on the last stream, he said he's going to start reading Berserk, and I was like, oh yeah, that's great. And he said I should go and start reading Jujutsu Kaisen. So like, all right, nice. So I'm reading it right now. I've caught up with the anime and I'm reading it. I'm like, this is great. Like this is really fun. And then
wow.
like Dax is in here in the chat freaking out, going, oh my god, it's so good. Get on it, awesome. It's like nice being able to see other people go through those experiences and live through that and live through it with them. It's really cool.
Yeah, I definitely agree. Seeing people go on the journey, it's always fun. It's always fun.
Yeah, and One Piece is the journey. It is like the biggest journey. Like this is nuts. Like
Yeah,
for
meeting
something,
all these new characters, going to all these new places, feeling all these new feelings. It's always a fun ride. You know,
yeah,
well, we can't go back on the ride, but seeing other people get on the ride, that's always
yeah,
fun.
for sure. With that being said, though, we're gonna go and wrap things up because yeah, we're getting to that time. But is there any final things you want to kind of say before we you know, set off?
Well, I just want to say thank you for inviting me on the stream, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
For all the people in the chat, thank you for showing love to the stream as well, and being fans of the greatest series of all time. That's always fun as well. Um, Last thoughts for me, trying to think. Oh, actually, I am probably going to do this, so I'll just say it now.
Okay.
I'm planning on doing a charity stream
Oh,
this Friday,
okay.
hoping to do it this Friday. It's going to be in support of not in support of, that sounds crazy. I was about
In
to,
support of cancer. Uh,
yeah, I was about to, it's going to be dedicated to all the people who are struggling right now
mm,
during with the wildfires in Maui. So I wanted to do a stream dedicated to helping them out since perfectly enough, the JoJo part is literally in Maui right now. So I felt
oh
like
wow,
that would be the perfect way to get a lot of people to come together
that's cool.
and help with a good cause, because Hawaiians already get screwed over enough by the people in businesses there. So the fact they're already getting screwed over more is terrible. So I wanted to help in any way I can.
That's
So
really cool. Yeah, so
yeah,
definitely follow Kev and stay up to and stay tuned for when that happens, when the announcement happens and everything because I want you guys to be there. That's really cool. And like I've been personally a part of like one other charity stream and that was with our Joy Girl. And that was really special. Just being able to be there and just be in support for something so good was really cool. And that's really awesome. That's really cool. So I'll definitely go and see if I can support where I can because that's a really cool thing to do. That's awesome.
I appreciate you for the love. Obviously, no offense to One Piece people. There'll probably be a primarily JoJo stream since that's the
Yeah, yeah,
theme of the whole new part of the story. It's like I might as well do that.
yeah,
And JoJo obviously has a ton of people in it as well. I feel like I could a lot of people can help. You know, um, not help the cause. I don't know why I was
yeah.
struggling so much with the wording there, but I think
Yeah.
it'll be fun. I'm hoping to get people on, do stuff like shouts to, I think volume 1 is locked in, so hopefully they're going to be there if any of you guys watch them as
That's
well.
cool. That's cool.
Um yeah, very very excited to do something meaningful with the channel and finally have my first charity stream because I've wanted to do one for a while, and now I actually have a cause that's like, wow, this is actually insane. Literally right now, this is pretty insane. So, and a way to slide into, hey guys, we're already dedicated to this thing.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, let's all come together, do something for these people in need.
That's
So,
right. Yeah.
hopefully
Channel.
it
Yeah.
goes well.
Yeah. Just channel all that. Channel already all the good support and the hype and excitement of that one community, and then pour it into this. Like that's the main thing.
Exactly.
Channel all that goodness into that. That's really cool. Um,
Yeah. Appreciate you for showing support as well. Obviously, for
for sure.
you know, we're trying to spread the positivity.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, it always makes me feel so proud. And I'm really happy when I see people, yeah, doing that. It's just really cool to be able to make a difference in that way. That's really awesome. So, that being said, guys, I hope you all have a fantastic day. Thank you everybody in the chat for your support. Thank you for the super chats and all the follows and all the comments and everything. You guys are amazing. Again, go over to Kev. Make sure you go and stay tuned for that charity stream, even if you don't like JoJo's or haven't seen JoJo's. It's going to go all towards a really important cause. So be sure to go over there and show your
Yeah.
support.
And I
So,
do want to give a shout out. I literally see Nasty Ninja in the chat. You were
yep.
one of the reasons I consider doing the stream first and foremost, because every time I do a stream for the new chapter,
Wow.
he always brings in cool info about how he's from Hawaii and always, brings in
Wow.
interesting, things about, with him living in that part of the world, and like with what he said in the chat, which is incredibly depressing
I
and
can see
morbid,
that.
people need help. People need help. So I wanted
Yeah.
to, you know, be a positive source for either making people's day or literally helping people, who are in a rough time.
Yeah. So, and also spread awareness.
Whether it's rough, yeah, it spreads awareness. Obviously.
Yeah.
That's
exactly.
another like super great thing.
Exactly. Yeah, for sure. So I'm sure that will really make a huge difference and help a lot of people who need it. So thank you everybody so much for being here. Stay tuned for that charity stream coming up. Take care, and I'll see you all on the next one.